Okay, the last thing on the agenda, or not the last, the next thing is the board chair report. Jeff, do you have anything you put on the screen there? Okay, thank you. First of all, I want to thank you for your patience and how difficult and challenging some of these board meetings are, especially the roll call vote. Between background, feedback, and everything else, I want to commend you for the good job that you're doing and the preparation and that comes into these meetings, your preparation and doing your duty as elected board members. They also want to just recognize all the staff and all that are prepared for this, for our board meetings. There's a lot happening in the public education world right now. We, as a board, we will be meeting every Thursday for the rest of the month. And if we've got to squeeze in another meeting, we will. We'll be meeting at 8 o'clock and we'll run till 5 o'clock. There's quite a few challenges ahead of us as we prepare for school this fall. But one of the biggest challenges that we have for us is, and we are up for that challenge. Many of you have got quite a bit of experience in the budgeting process, but as you're aware, the legislature, there will be an emergency, well, there'll be a full session probably in June where the legislature is going to meet. There's some challenges on budgets due to this pandemic, and we need to get ahead of it on a little bit on our recommendations to public ed's appropriations that we'll be meeting soon. We don't know what our challenges are. I don't want to go into the space that the superintendent reported on some uncertainty that is happening on our funding, but by next week, by next Thursday, we'll be diving right into what right looks like, and it is really important for us over the next 2 to 3 meetings to be very grounded. We have a lot of hard decisions to make on what public education is going to look like this next school year due to the financial crisis that the state is in, and what's happening with our budgets. So we've got to do our best, and it's going to be very difficult. There's a lot of programs out there. We need to be very sensitive. They're all very, very important, but as everyone knows, when you're having budget cuts, and there are budget cuts of what's relevant, what's needed, and what we have to do to make public education happen. That is going to be what's before us, and some very heavy lifting. Jeff, I've asked Jeff to just put this together. What's on your screen right now is this. It can be printed off. I'm going to print it off as just a constant reminder for me as we're going in and as we're putting our agendas together, and as we're going about this work over the next few weeks. A reminder of what our goals are, our vision and mission. That hasn't changed, and it shouldn't change as we're adjusting and adapting to the budget challenges that we have. And then on the right side of that, you'll see where, for me and for my purpose, I want to inventory the work that we've got to do. As you follow along there's the rural waivers, there's funding decisions, there's safe and healthy schools, there's early learning, there's personalized teaching and learning, effective educators and leaders. I put them kind of in these categories to help me as your chair, and Brittany and as the vice chair and leadership, to make sure that we put our challenges in the right space as we go about addressing these challenges in this list. As we get into this, we'll grow and shrink, and we're go about doing our businesses. We're going to really have to get prepared, and we're going to ask staff to and they've committed, and the superintendent to to help us as we go about these upcoming board meetings. And so I'm going to try to get information to you early, worksheets, however we need to do it. But we've been here a little bit before, but it's a little bit different because we had months to talk about what's important, what's the highest priority, and etc. In this case, we only have weeks. So I appreciate your response and the phone calls that I've received, and thumbs up that yes, I'm ready for these meetings. So I hope you guys can adjust your board members. You can adjust your personal lives around a weekly meeting here, and also the time it takes to prepare for them. So I thank you for your willingness to get in and get this work done. So this will change a little bit, but this is again just a guide for me, and I welcome your feedback as we put these agendas together. So this kind of, I don't want to repeat a lot of what the superintendent has said, but there's been a lot of work that's happening, and to get us to this point, we've got excellent data coming from the LEAs and the surveys and stuff we'll want to get grounded on as we find out what's most important to them as we move forward. So this concludes my report. Well, I'd like to leave in that space of gratitude for our whole education community. We are definitely ahead of the game compared to other states. Thanks to our LEAs and their collaboration with USBE and some of the foresight that was set in place years earlier on electronic devices and etc. But the challenge is not all of our students are there. Not all of them have it. We still have quite a bit of work to do, but the work that is getting done is moving well because of the preparation that we've had. So this concludes my chair report. Any questions for me?
No hands.
Okay. Well, thank you. Within leadership and that, we're talking frequently, and we will definitely be prepared for these meetings and try to get as much information to board members to help you make informed decisions as we accelerate this process over the next few weeks. This isn't going to be fun, but we will get in a space of doing our best work. So thank you.